Nope.
Well, it's dope because I see we were.
See, I told you. I was like, I think he does music. So, tell me, what inspired you to not only write that song but put it into action?
I used to live in New Orleans.
Oh, I love New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Okay.
I used to. I went to New Orleans to do music, and I met some people out there. I did some music with a couple of people out there, a couple of rap artists too. And when I got back to Savannah, I just wanted to do my own record label.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? From the experience out there in Louisiana.
Right.
So I was talking to one of my partners. He a producer in Houston, and he was like, you need to get a name. You know what I'm saying? To put your music on it, because I was just gonna open a studio with no name.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, protect yourself.
Right. Just so I could record music. You know
right.
But I came up with the free lunch because like it came from an old song I did like back in like '07. Mm-hmm. One of the songs I was just saying like I'm a free lunch baby. So I would listen to the song, and then I just took the free lunch from the song and put the name of the record label, and then went from that to the free lunch baby song to the brand. You see what I'm saying? It was kind of like the way it happened, like it just came from a whole different. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just think of free lunch baby as a brand off the rip. You know,
right.
It was a whole process how that even came about.
Dope. So you got free lunch baby in a song. Now you're handing out free lunches to the babies.
Right. Now I might well go all the way with it. Now,
right.
At this point, I might well just be the free lunch man too.
Right. I mean, but what made you want to do? Let me make sure I'm in the mic. But what made you want to do that? Like, cause a lot of people rap about, I came from this environment. Oh, I want to give back, and they may do something once a year, but yours is consistent.
Right.
So what drives you to really just be focused and dedicated to giving back to your community? What initiated? I mean, I know the song initiated it, but what was that? What was that driving force? Like, you know what? I'm rapping about it. One day I'm gonna do this, and I ain't gonna stop.
Right. It's like me like living in the area like that. You know what I'm saying? Or still being around it. I'm just on go really. You see what I'm saying? I'm just on go with it. So it's like I'm always trying to do something, man. I came in giving. You see what I'm saying? Versus wait until you get to a certain level or giving on a certain day, or you got to wait to Thanksgiving to get a turkey, or you see what I'm saying? Like I just feel like it's people need every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just Thanksgiving. Anybody can go somewhere and get something to eat on Thanksgiving.
People eat every day.
They eat every day. You know what I'm saying? Like the freelance truck came every day.
Right.
It didn't come on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Monday through Friday. They pulled up and gave us, the sandwich with the fruit punch or the plum.
Yep.
Or the juice,
and the ham and cheese sandwiches.
Right. So that's pretty much the approach I took with it,
So tell me, I want to stick with your music a little bit because I am interested. Are you still doing music?
Yeah, I still do music, but like I say, since I've been doing the brand, like I never got paid off music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I never made revenue from music.
Mm-hmm.
But I always loved music. But like I said, when I dropped the brand,
mm-hmm.
revenue started coming in instantly. It wasn't like I had to make a CD or push.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's instant, it's consistent, it's every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's so busy I ain't really got time to really do music. Like I spent like $20,000 on the studio and I don't even cut it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I'm just pretty much pushing the brand. But I am going to push artists, or I'll probably drop a record or two. I'm actually working on a record with a feature artist from Dallas, Texas, Big Chief.
Okay.
So we about to do a brand collab. We really just got that. We got that situated like 2 days ago, and like I'm waiting on the logo to come now. So once the logo drop, then we're gonna do the feature, and then we just gonna kind of collab brand. So like a lot of people starting to reach out to me through Instagram, like Trap Boy Freddy, Yellow Beezy,
mm-hmm.
Luso. You know, all them boys out there from Dallas.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, I've been doing music, so I've been around a lot of rappers, and you know, I already got that background of knowing certain type of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of Savannah, so that's kind of another reason why the brand growing so fast, because I know people everywhere. You know, New York City, Mississippi, Alabama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nebraska, like Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. Like I know people everywhere.
So what products are under the brand Free Lunch Baby? You got the studio, you got the merchandise, you got the community service.
Right.
Is that all encompassing? Are there more products under the brand?
It's like I got I'm just about to start the Free Lunch Films. You know what I'm saying? My own filming, so I just got the Free Lunch Films, Free Lunch Entertainment, and Free Lunch Baby. Those pretty much the three branches. But like I feel like when you like I do all this by myself, so I'm just one person. I don't have a team. I don't have, you know, I don't have like a partner or nothing like that. I'm just one person. So every shirt you see, I sold it.
Do you sleep?
I'm to be honest with you, like I ain't even got no bed. Like people, they might think it's crazy, but I ain't got a bed. Like in my room, if you came to my room, like it ain't no bed in it. I don't, you know, I'm gonna go like that's how I live for real. It ain't just what people see on the outside, but I live like that for real. Like I might sleep 4 hours a day. Like I don't have a set schedule. Like I just constantly work every day, all day, 24/7, 7 days a week. Like I make my own check every day. I make a check every day. You know what I'm saying? Like some people get paid on Fridays,
right.
Some people get paid on Mondays or Thursdays. I get a check every day.
Oh boy! Wow.
And you are a tough guy to get in contact with. Actually, we've been trying to get you on the show for a long time, sir. And like when we first decided, you know, well, when I first caught wind of the movement, I was very impressed because I feel like, for one, why am I not already hearing about this? You know, everyone wants to publicize people with certain, I guess, statute in the community, you know,
right.
And I feel like movements like you, a lot of people who are broadcast through the media, Savannah Morning News, we know how it is. They're going to portray an image. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I feel like your whole, and a lot of those images portrayed are people who are just talking or just, you know, they're not actually giving solutions. Let's come together and, oh, here's a plan of action. I hear a lot of plans of actions being broadcasted, but you have come up with a solution. Like you're out here really feeding people who need it. And I didn't hear nothing about it. I had to find out on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's like when I even like when I like last weekend when we went under the bridge and fed the homeless and like the news people came there, but they it was Savannah Morning News, but not like cameras and stuff like that. But I feel like me personally, like that's more of a serious issue than a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, you know, I mean, stuff happened, but it's like if you really go down there, like them people live outside. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't it like that's the real trenches. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was down there and they was like, yeah, they got tents all through the back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They even got sections back. They like you can't go. Like, I'm telling one of the people back there, you know, go get all the people. They like, nah, we can't even go back there. I'm like, why you can't go back there? Like them people back there ain't friendly. They got like war veterans and stuff back. You know what I'm saying? Some of them people, some of them might not like people, or if they don't know you, you know, it might could turn into a bad situation back there.
That's crazy though, because they know that, and even with them being how they are, they know they don't bother each other. That's crazy how banded they are as a community.
Right.
But you know what? That's not the first time I've heard that. Another group was out there. What was it? I can't tell you the group. There was a group out there maybe a couple years back, and the main spokesperson, she was saying how they
right. You can't go through that all kind of ways. And I didn't know it was like that until I got there. And when I got there, it was like that.
That's
like
crazy.
some of them they didn't. like they sent for food.
Right.
Like they didn't even come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I didn't feel no type of way about it.
Right.
You know, as long as they got the food, that's all I care about. But, you know, you will never know somebody circumstances or their mental state. You see what I'm saying? So I can't judge them. I ain't God or nothing like that. But I just came to just do a good deed and handle my business and just leave. You know?
That's crazy. But, I mean, we need more activists like you. You know, I see a need, I'm just going to go do it.
Exactly.
You know, like Brooke said, there's always these plans of action. Yeah, I've been to so many meetings about meetings. And nothing ever comes out of those meetings. You know, you just have to lace up one day and say, I'm just going to do it. And I can really appreciate that you do that.
And like I said, I pretty much just go on my own, like how I feel, like how I see things. That's just like, it's like if you know what I'm saying, like if you had a plan and you knew what your plan was, and you know how you feel about your plan, but you had somebody trying to talk you out of your plan, or you got somebody trying to talk you out of your plan or your vision or how you feel about what you're trying to do. It's like with the free lunch, it's all my vision starts. It's totally how I feel, and the way I'm going about it is how I feel. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going off. I don't have a big home machine, everything I need to do. I'm just going off of how I feel. So I'm just really just following my heart and you know and what's inside of me, and that's how I'm doing it. And I like to do the work. See,
Exactly.
This the thing. The thing about it is that you know what I'm saying. Talent is cool. It's cool, but talent without no drive, that's not talent. You see, it's invalid. That's like
put that on the shirt.
That's like I could have a check for $1 million and go to the bank, but I got the check for $1 million. But what if the $1 million ain't in the bank? You see what I'm saying? Like
I hear you.
A lot of people, they want certain reactions, but they not putting in the work to get the reaction that they want.
They ain't putting in their work.
Right, and they feel like, you know, somebody undermining them or hating on them, or it ain't that. It's just that your approach is totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if I was doing music, if I was rapping, I would have the same approach as a rapper. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna listen to your mixtape if I don't know who you is. Point blank period. Like if you not like you ain't like who are you? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not just gonna go off because your music tough or but who are you?
Who are you?
You see what I'm saying?
A lot of musicians don't understand that. That's just in general, period.
Right, that's how people live. So a lot of people, even they hit me up about the music and about coming to the studio. They want to rap. But, bro, you got to be a grinder, man. You got to be a go getter, like dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, like.
I feel you.
That ain't. If you really if you follow these other people's stories, these people have multiple streams of income.
Yep.
A lot of them, before they even reach a entertainer status, like a lot of people's stories, like I look at, like, you know, even like Yo Gotti, the man got restaurants, and he's not just a rapper. The man is he an entrepreneur. Totally. He, like, some people might know him as a rapper, but to me, he's an entrepreneur.
That's just something he do for fun at this point.
That's just something that he do. But these boys be really businessmen. These boys don't be they don't just rap.
Right.
Like them days over with.
Hello.
Yeah, them days gone. They been gone.
Hello, we trying to eat steak and lobster every night. You know what I'm saying? We real hustlers around here.
You know,
so you mentioned, you know, that people need to know they need to establish their name. How did you start establishing your name for the brand, and how do you continue to promote it?
Well, the name, the Free Lunch Baby name, like, that's how I grew up. I grew up on the Free Lunch, you know, and I knew that if I used that name, and when I picked the image for Free Lunch, like, when I thought of the image, like, I had got with a couple of people at first, and it took a while to even get the picture drawn up the way I pictured it in my head. A lot of people, they kind of gave me the runaround. Some people laughed at me when I told them, like, they was laughing like, boy, you talking about free lunch, but it was funny to them. But to me, I'm like, nah, but you don't understand what I'm saying, because I'm just talking it to you. Ain't no action been took yet. So in my mind, I see a baby sitting down with a sandwich, you know what I'm saying, hair nappy, you know what I'm saying, temp fade. But
I see the baby got the temp fade.
I see the money in the sandwich.
Y'all see that shirt, right?
Yeah,
all right.
Right
yeah.
I see the money in the sandwich or whatever. And like I said, I had to kind of pretty much gave up on the whole free lunch idea. So I had to went around to people that, like I said, I couldn't get the logo drawn. So one day I was sitting in the house, my partner knocked on the door, and he was asking me about did I want to still get the logo done. He brought the logo situation up again because he was trying to link me up with some other folks to do it, but they wouldn't. They just kept giving me the runaround.
Right.
So he called his partner up. And he told me that he got a partner that could draw the logo, and he good, like he good, but he gonna pretty much kind of slow, but he good, you know what I'm saying? So, but he was like, if you pay him, he gonna draw the image the way you tell him to, you know what I'm saying? He called him, he pulled up, but when he pulled up, he jumped out the car, but when he got the car, he already had like his little drawing pad with him.
Oh, he was ready.
Right, see, he was ready. So when I saw that made me give him the money. I gave him the money, and I waited. I waited for like a month. Like on that third week, he sent me an outline of the baby. It was just an outline. It wasn't colored or nothing. And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's it. And the funny part about it was, I know he way far past talented, because that day I met him, that was the only day I talked to him. Everything else after that was through text message. So if he could extract my vision through a text, if I was, imagine me working with him and sitting with him, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we went from that to the boy, and then I'm like, yeah, do the baby girl too.
Right.
You know, and now he done other designs for me. I just ain't put them out yet. But when I do put them out and they do see them and see what they is, they gonna, like, it's right. Like, he right. He far past talented.
Who is this guy? Who's this mystery?
Antoine Myrick.
Oh, yeah.
Twan.
That's why he's so slow, because he's so busy.
Right.
Yes.
And that boy do artwork, tattoos, everything.
Right.
Okay.
So now, like, I done built a major relationship with him, so he like one of my personal partners. So I actually talked to him before I came here.
We need to get him on.
We do. That's dope. I've known Twan for a while.
I love that.
I did not know that he was the mastermind behind this concept. Okay.
Man, my black people are wonderful in the city of Savannah. I love y'all.
Shout out to Twan.
Yes. That's dope. Oh, that's what's up. First of all, I love the logo. Anyway, I just love everything that it stands for, because it's a free lunch baby. Right. But, like, is that, like, cash dripping off of him?
Right. So what it is it's taking an unfortunate situation and making it fortunate.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? So pretty much, and in the pictures, in both of the images, if you look at them, it's imperfection in them. And the imperfection is that ain't nothing gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, these look like, I could tell a whole nother story about free lunch and what it really means. You know what I'm saying? But from where I got it from, where I got the thought of it from, you know, I was told that if I really was to put the true story out, not saying that I'm not telling the true story, I'm just not telling the whole story. And that it could cause me some problems, or it could cause some type of controversy. You know what I'm saying? If I really told it. You mean like political controversy, like, or personal? Like government controversy. Like,
listen.
Is that something you're comfortable with sharing, or can we share that at 10, because we'll still be here, you know, one-on-one off the air.
We get into it.
I gave a sense of language.
It's pretty much like, all right, it's pretty much, well, it's really facts. It's facts, but it's history too. Like, I tell you, it's that, like, in 1969, the Black Panthers started a free breakfast program.
Yep, they started WIC.
Right. They was feeding kids before they went to school in the morning, and they was educating them before they went to school. They set up, and they started in Oakland, California, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, and they moved it from city to city, and it was growing so rapidly. You know what I'm saying? And then the government bum rushed it and
Yeah.
they shut it down.
They shut it down.
But they was taking food from kids while they were eating. Like when they'll come and shut the camp down, like they'll bust it in the morning.
That's crazy. That's when,
and it'll be a child eating and they'll take their food.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like you can't eat.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
That's what really made me stick to the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And even this weekend when we went down to feed the homeless, the Black Panthers was there, and I didn't even know that they was gonna be there.
That's what's
and
up.
I was like, "What's going on?
That's
like,
dope.
who y'all is?" I looked at the shirt. It was like, Black Panther, first line of defense, and he was like, "We just here to make sure
y'all straight.
Nobody interfere with nothing
Yep.
going on." And that's all they said. And they pretty much just stood up like security officers the whole time. They didn't eat, they didn't interact with nobody or none of that. They just, you know what I'm saying, they just stayed like on the side of the road of the president, and they were just posted. They were like,
I love that.
Yeah.
Because that was their original initiative.
Right.
Being that security to those black communities that lacked it when they were being harassed by the KKK, etc.
Right.
Even the gangs were created initially to be defenses for communities, and then drugs and guns came in, and then
it was the government came in
boom,
and
thank you,
staged these attacks, blaming So we all know how that plays.
All
out.
of these are facts for our WRU listeners. You can read the FBI files that were released, the J. Edgar Hoover investigations. Against the Black Panther parties. All of these are facts. We don't state opinions or conspiracy theories.
We cite all our sources.
Yes.
It's facts. So that's with the free lunch. And like I said, when he saw it, they already knew what it meant. Like and pretty much it's self-explanatory, but I didn't grow up on Black Panther free lunch. I grew up on the government
free lunch. All they did was steal an idea and call it their own.
Right. And that's pretty much that's pretty much made me stick with it because it's like I say, it's real, but it's more relatable. And then now that I start thinking back about it, like I hear a lot of rappers rap about the struggle. I ain't never heard a rapper rap about free lunch. Tupac, Lil Bootsy, none of I have, and I feel like.
But they grew up
if
on
I if I had to, if it was something that was missing from the streets that connected everybody together, not because you a Crip or you a Blood or that's something that connected everybody. That's something that we all had in common, coming from poverty.
It was free lunch
because everybody went there.
That whole thought process puts you on a different level.
Absolutely.
Because you got people out here, and like you said, the rappers, they talk about the struggle. Everybody talks about like the one time that they were brought together, but it's usually over tragedy.
Right.
You know, we all came together when Cuz died or something like that. Right. But this was the one time as a child I can recall being a child.
Right.
We were all sitting at the park eating free lunch. We gonna eat our little sandwich and our apples. We gonna go play together. It's all good. Because you don't know what you're going home to. Now you got to grow up real quick. But guess what? For this time right now, I'm a kid. And I can appreciate that moment. I love that. I love the fact that that's what you want to highlight in your brand. Let me be who I am in my natural state, and especially for these young kids and for the people who are unable to help themselves. Let me not think about that situation right now. Let me think about we all together right now, and we eating food and we having a good time. Definitely. We fed, we communicating, everything's all good. I'm not even thinking about my situation right now. I'll think about that after the fact, but right now, this is what's important. I'm glad that you highlight that. A lot of people don't even focus on just the I don't want to say the bright side because I don't want to diminish the impact of the situations that they're going through. But just that breather. You want to impact you want to highlight that breather, and that's important. You want to do that thing now?
Oh, okay. Well, we're at our halfway point. So let us pay some bills. You are listening to WRUU-LP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM. WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul.
So that's like a commercial break.
Yeah.
It's not recording right now.
The mics are off.
This portion of WRUU-LP Savannah Soundings programming is brought to you by Jones, Boykin & Associates, PC, Savannah's hometown law firm who has been helping folks for over 30 years. Located in the historic Starland District, DUI defense,
Like what station
and
is coming
Social
on?
Security disability
107.5
and workers'
FM.
So this live.
This is live.
Jones, Boykin &
This is
Associates
live.
call
We live, baby.
92
Yeah.
So
What
look,
happened again, Reem?
ain't no way to go back and listen to this.
I'm recording it
you
all on my live.
You recording it on your live on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I download the MP4s and convert them into MP3s. And
If you like blues music, tune in on Wednesday evenings
and then
at 8
I'll
p.m. to hear my show,
Give one a donation.
Blues Hour.
okay, I will.
I'm your host, Brian.
I'm gonna do this
Mayer, and
art
I'll be
show.
playing a mix of blues
And
styles
then
from Delta, Chicago,
we
Texas,
post the video
Memphis,
to
New Orleans,
YouTube,
Right.
and then we also save the recording on our Creek website.
Right,
Ready?
Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Location Gallery and WRUU's Art on the Air present 300 and Under, a group of art show featuring works by 40 artists. This art show is a fundraiser for WRUU-LP, this all-volunteer community radio station. The opening reception will be from 5 to 8 p.m. on Friday, August 10th at Location Gallery at 417 Whitaker Street. For more information, look for 300 and Under or Location Gallery on Facebook.
And we're back with Reem Small with Free Lunch Baby LLC. Well, not just Free Lunch Baby. We got Free Lunch ENT, Free Lunch Films. We got it all.
Yes.
Right.
Got a whole enterprise
Hello?
over here.
Right. You gotta have multiple screens.
Absolutely.
You know,
Free Lunch Enterprise.
you know, one might not get it. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, it ain't even about having all the money. It's just about having enough.
Mm-hmm.
I just need enough. As long as I got enough, I'm good.
I just like steak. That's all.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I just feel like once you put off good energy, it's gonna rub off on people. Like now, people look like I always been the same person all my life, but a lot of people looking at me like I don't know, I'm not a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I'm just genuine.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I do what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But by me doing this, I look around at certain people and people look at me and they might come to me like, bro, like they like that because they ain't got what you got.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got that. But like it's a lot of people around here, but they ain't got what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what you mean? They like, by you be on go, by you on. You know
They
what I'm
don't
saying?
have that
You
drive.
just, you know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? Like people gravitate towards me, but
Mm-hmm.
all my life I've been a quiet person. I ain't never been a loud person. I never been. You see what I'm saying? Like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have came to the show. You see what I'm saying? Like you feel what I'm saying? I wasn't that type of person. I'm saying it was in me, but I ain't been through enough yet to tell it. I ain't been through enough to, you know what I'm saying, to just be on go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I done been through some things. You know, and when you go through some things, it make you it kind of ball up in you,
Mm-hmm.
and then it start releasing.
Yeah.
And not everything I done been through is just releasing, but it's releasing and I want something
Mm-hmm.
versus it coming out me in the angry aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nah, I could get myself out this situation. I could be big.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So crazy. That's
like for real.
This is the third time today that I have run across the message to be mindful of how you express your anger.
Right.
Be mindful of how it's okay to be angry, to feel that emotion,
Right.
but how you express that emotion, you got to be very mindful because you don't know what's going to happen. First of all, you putting that negative energy out into the atmosphere,
Right.
and you don't know how that's going to come back to you.
Right.
But also, be mindful of your actions because you don't know who else it may affect.
Definitely.
And like you said, you spreading positivity so it can pass on to someone else.
Right.
You know, so I like that. That's, you know what? God is real.
Right. And another thing too, like, it's all spiritual. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I live. I don't live by eyesight. You feel me? I live spiritual. So I live with no fear. No, like, that's why I go everywhere out. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I'm doing, like, I don't fear nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Nothing.
Have you encountered any situations that could be fearful?
Nah, I'm me. I'm Freelance Baby.
No haters in your atmosphere?
Nah, no, it's like I'm the type of person like I'm almost like, I don't know. I think I'm in a mental state of I wouldn't even recognize it. If it was I wouldn't even look at it like that. Like if somebody was to bring something or a vibe or something around me, I wouldn't even recognize it the way they putting it out. I look at it as like, boy, you crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even feed into it because, man, I'm great. I'm beyond great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not about to go back and forth. But I'm gonna go back and forth with you. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole vision, you know, right in front of me that I'm living right now. I'm not about to go back and forth with you for nothing.
You have something to lose. You know?
Right.
I got a whole lot to lose. And it just, to me, my energy ain't worth it. Like I use my time so valuable and so wisely to that'll be an insult to myself if I was to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord, I know some folks who need to hear that message.
You know, I just you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm one person. You know what I'm saying? So if I could do all this by myself, imagine if I had a team with the same drive as me.
I really pray for a team for you because I don't want you to get burned out.
I ain't gonna get burnt out.
And not saying that you're gonna get tired of doing it, but your body gonna respond a certain way.
I shut down sometimes. I shut down last night.
You know your body gonna start talking to you, you know.
Right.
But you also need that team too because you need people you can depend on, and with a team you could reach a broader audience. Right. Not saying that you don't reach a wide audience now, but everybody has their own network. Right. So now you got 4 or 5 people on your team. They got 4 or 5 people on their team. Now it just expands. It gets greater and greater. It's that synergy, you know. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. You doing it. I ain't mad at it. Right. You know. So I hope that because you're doing it by yourself, people are inspired to jump on the team with you. Genuine people. Right. You know, because we ain't looking for no people to try and build their own brand, their own name, be selfish with their motives.
Right. No, that wouldn't even happen anyway. And the reason why I say that because it's like I'm the type of I'm a hands-on type person, right? So if I know I can do this much by myself, and somebody was I was to put somebody, you know, on my team or whatever, or build a team with some people, and they can't do one thing, you know what I'm gonna tell them?
Adios.
It ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, like, if I do everything by myself, and you can't do one thing,
you gotta go.
And that's gonna be easy to determine. I'm gonna know if you ain't doing just that one thing.
Right.
You feel me? And that's all you got to do. You only decide to do one thing. Can't do that, then it ain't for you. You know. So.
It's working for everybody.
Well, there's other people in the community who advocate for the homeless. Has anyone actually reached out to you and tried? Because one thing I noticed about Savannah is we'll have, and we noticed this especially during was it Hurricane Matthew? When we had like 80 groups doing benefits for Hurricane. I'm like, why can't we just all come together? And it was literally like multiple events on the same night. I'm like, all of y'all should be doing one thing because we got funds going everywhere. We don't know where these funds are going.
Hello.
So has anyone that and actually reached out to you in regards to maybe being of assistance or maybe joining forces other than people in Texas? Because I see you posting all the time of people from other cities all over the country reaching out to you.
Yeah, I got one of my partners, Ron Williams from Ron Characters. Him, Boudin.
I saw. That's crazy. I went to elementary school with him and his wife. Yeah. They were dating in elementary school.
Yeah. But they good people. Boudin, he got a book out called Trouble. He an author on Kofi Gang Publishing.
That's what's up.
Ron Characters, he have like different characters for parties and stuff like that.
That's
so you know, all us come from a street background, like a poverty background. You know what I'm saying? And for me to do that with people from the same walks of life it's sentimental to me because it's like I grew up in the project. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around a whole bunch of hustlers and dope boys, but I never saw none of them do anything that I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? Like I never seen them give back, and they had way more than what I got, way more. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never seen them stop and be like, bro, like, man, let me go help these folks, or let me go do, like, I never saw that. You know what I'm saying? And that's, like, even with me out here doing it, that's really why the reaction is like that. The reaction is like that because nobody never really did it like that. You see what I'm saying? People done it, but you got to think, people who do it, they be more like professional people or
they not from that struggle.
Right. They not from that walk of life. Or they not, even if they is from that walk of life, they not recently out of that walk of life. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like, I brush shoulders with it every day still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody coming to give back or feed people, but they've been out of contact with that type of environment for 30 years. So they can relate to it, but not recent.
They just came from it, and that's it.
Right.
But you live it.
Right.
You know,
So
you like the Robin Hood.
Right. So it's like, you know, to do that, and for people to see that, or kids to look at that, like, that's different. Like that's like I could, like, when I was little, if an old man was talking to me, I probably wouldn't pay him no attention, but I would listen to somebody who was like 5 or 10 years older than me because I wanted to be like him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like him. Like, I'm like, bro, you 50 years, you can't tell me nothing.
We don't even have the same background.
Right. So when kids see me, they look up to me because I ain't too far out of their age range, and I'm approachable to them, but I'm like fun to be around. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna see how I'm moving, and they gonna see how I'm living, or how I'm talking, or what I'm doing, or what my actions is. Like, they want to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you older, it's like you pretty much out of communication with them. You know what I'm saying? That's like I got an iPhone, but your phone got dials on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna. Like, I need to get with somebody who got an iPhone like me. You think he got a phone like me? You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, we can FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? We can communicate a little more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You really out of date. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And it's like they not really gonna gravitate towards that. You know what I'm saying? So if when I come through with the babies and you know what I'm saying, the freelance, it's more appealing. But I can draw you in with that. But when I get you in, now I can tell you the message. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
that's the bait.
Right. It's the bait. But it's like a little kid. You want a little kid to sit out, give him some candy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, I got some candy. Okay, you gonna sit down? All right. You know what I'm saying? The baby's the candy. You know what I'm saying? The freelance baby. Come on, man. This freelance. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But they gonna come and when I talk, they gonna be listening. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna be well behaved because they ain't gonna want to miss nothing.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Because they ain't gonna want to feel left out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you make them a part of something, then when you make them a part of something, they gonna remember that, and they gonna do their part and be true to it.
Ooh. You make these kids feel very important, and that's another important point that I don't know. I see it more on my timeline, but I do still see it every now and again where some people just be like, they not really invested in their kids, and you're invested in these kids. Like
Right.
I see, and I don't want to generalize it, but especially like the white families, like they are really heavily invested in their kids.
Right.
They gonna take time off work to make sure little Susie make it to this practice, that practice. John is gonna make it to this practice. They there for all the trophies, all of the ceremonies, and everything. And I don't see that as heavily in especially in our black schools. I don't see the PTA presence being as in depth in our black schools. But what you're doing is you're showing the kids that they matter. You're giving them a message. You're listening to them. You're feeding them.
Right.
That's more than some parents do.
Right.
And that's nothing to do with income levels.
Right.
That's just the character.
Right.
As a parent.
Right.
Some people, and it's sad to say, some people don't know how to parent.
Right.
You're a parent.
That's facts. That's facts. And like I said, I don't know. It just how it came up. I seen people out here lost. You know what I'm saying? I seen
Lost.
people lost. And when I say lost, not lost as in they missing. They lost in the mind. They lost in spirit. You know what I'm saying? They don't. A lot of people like here, they don't even know who they is. Like it's scary. Like it's scary to live like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like it's greatness installed in everybody. You feel what I'm saying? It's in everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why people hate because they never spend enough time with themselves. So it's like this. Like I'm a loner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always alone. I don't ride with people. I'm always alone. Everything that I'm doing right now, I did it alone. I didn't do it with accompanied by nobody. Everything I did, everything. This whole thing that everybody's seeing, I thought of this in my room. You know what I'm saying? This was all in my mind. Like, so it's like greatness in you, but it's like if you don't spend enough time with yourself, you will never discover your greatness. You know what I'm saying? And most men never alone. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying this because
we're getting deep here.
I'm saying this because most men ain't never alone. That's just like men very gullible. Like I could call somebody up right now and be like, hey man, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. I'm about to come through and scoop you. All right, come on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never called nobody phone and be like, hey bro, I just get with you tomorrow because I'm spending time myself today. Like they'll never say that, but somebody might call my phone. I might be like, man, bro, I'm gonna have to get at you tomorrow because I'm just kicking it with myself today. They be like, what? You kicking it with yourself? But they act like that's unheard of, or I shouldn't be saying that. But really, in reality, you should be saying that because you don't know who you is. You see what I'm saying? You don't know yourself. Like you don't even know. You don't know you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know, like, and when you discover yourself, you're gonna discover more about yourself. Like, you really like, you might be a chef at your job, right? But you really work your job for your check. But really, in reality, you really a businessman. But you will never find that out because the way your mind set up and how you living, and you already trained to be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And the pressure and the stresses from life got your mind so boggled up to where you can't never think to be great, or the people around you would never think to be great, but it's really already in you. You see what I'm saying? You just never discovered it. You just really don't know.
Ooh boy, that right there, that is. You dropping so many gems in this interview. You talking to me. I feel like God is sending signs, Lord. I hear you, Jesus. But that's so powerful. A lot of people don't get to spend time knowing themselves. And I said that. I said I'm gonna spend my 30s by myself. I'm not gonna be in a relationship. For me specifically, in a relationship. And we had that conversation about the friends. You know, I want to be surrounded by people who are going to make me better. If you're going to be a headache to me, or you're just not benefiting me in any form, I don't want to be surrounded by you know. And so that has made my circle very small.
Exactly.
Yeah, I talk to 3 people on a regular basis, and 2 of them are in the room.
Right. And that's facts. And like I say, a lot of times it be the people around you. See, it's like this. This what happened in my life, and this how I perceive. You know what I'm saying? The way I was living in. The people around me, or people ain't good for you, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it's like this. It's like people will block your blessing.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna tell you how, I'm gonna tell you how it worked though. It worked like this. It worked like this. How it worked for me. All right. If you had a son, right, and your son had a homeboy, you know what I'm saying, but you knew your son homeboy, you just ain't vibe, you just ain't like his vibe, and you just know he's a bad, he just a bad influence on your son, right? Would you buy your son a car, knowing that he gonna be with that boy?
Let me tell you something.
You're close to that point.
I'm saying, but
you're already on there. My son, I'd have a son, and it just so happened that he broke his phone, but he likes to be liked. So he took the broke phone out to show his friends like he got a phone. Fell out of his pocket while he was playing basketball. They stole the broke phone. Teacher called me and said, you know, they got your son's phone. And she said, I don't like the boys that he hang around. And I said, I've told him the same thing. He ain't got his phone replaced yet. But I said, also, them little boys you hang around, they no good for you. I said, you drain my account buying them snacks. I said, not once have they ever offered you snacks. But he live in a generation where it's attention seeking. He got to be liked, or he got to be popular. And I'm like, son, that's not what it's all about.
That ain't the way. Like, I never was popular. I just was real. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never was a popular, like all the popular people from high school, like when I was going to school, like I don't know who they is now.
And the irony is
now you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know them people, man.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, and it's like, okay, I was more quiet, but I was more genuine. Like, I was like, I got checked in school. You know what I'm saying? I got checked for not having. I got checked for, you know what I'm saying? My people ain't had nice cars, and you know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, okay, like, I'm a man, like, I do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I want to do it, however I want to do it. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm living right now. So at the end of the day, I look at it like all of that, or trying to impress people and all that. It ain't real, because it's really a phase, and it's really a phase that's gonna hurt you in the end. You know, and it's gonna fall in your folks, and fall in your people. You know.
I'm going to play this part back just for Josh.
Now, the way, the irony is, you said you were never popular, but you were always real. And now that realness has gained you popularity that you didn't even ask for.
Right.
So the universe reciprocates the energy you give.
Right. And that's facts. But like I say, people over time, people going to find out what's true and what's not. Even in people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen people, you know, just portray to be this type of person, and then one day, I mean, it's gonna all come to the light. It's gonna all tell you. It's a person gonna reveal itself to you over time. I don't care who it is. If you ain't even gotta ask no question, just wait. It's gonna happen. Like, whoever it is, if they true, you gonna know they true. If they, you know what I'm saying, if they ain't good for you, you gonna know. But like I said, I live spiritually, so I vibe with the spirit. So I don't look at the appearance of people. You see what I'm saying? Because I done got blessings from all kind of people, and blessings done came through all kind of people. You know what I'm saying? So I can't just be like, oh, because they look a certain type of way, or a female could be attracted to me, and my attraction got me. I'm so far to attraction of her that now I'm building a characteristic for.
No.
Like you see what I'm saying? Like oh
These
yeah, like
gems.
I know.
We can go so many different
I know
directions.
she gonna be this type of person, and I know, you know what I'm saying. But man, that she ain't boy. She ain't for you. You see what I'm saying? But
she pretty on the outside and very ugly on the inside.
But that's what eyesight do for you. You know, if everybody was blind, the world would be great. Because everybody have to be humble.
Oh,
you know
yes.
The reason why people ain't humble because they can see.
You know, that brings us, like, that's scripture right there.
Right. That's facts though. That's
scripture. And then when they ate of the forbidden fruit, they could see.
Right.
And I don't think it was like eyesight, but just the mind.
Right.
Just the mind. Like they became so judgmental.
Right.
You know, so selfish in nature.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And piggybacking off what you said about images, just sometimes we make up, like you said, we see you looking one way, so we have these expectations in our head for who we expect you to be. You don't live up to those expectations, but instead of pushing you out of our lives because you're no good for us, we're going to continue to wait because in our mind, this is who you are. You know?
Right.
And people are who we want them to be. That's just the reality of it. Like, and we have to see people for who they actually are when they show us.
It'd be like I say, man, listen, it'd be a lot of weird stuff going on. I experience the most weird stuff right now. Man, my messages, my inboxes, my DMs. Man, some of that stuff I don't that's why I have to be focused on what I got going on. I can't drift off in the, you know what I'm saying, personal, cause I don't know, cause I'm right now I'm meeting more people. I'm meeting the most people I ever met in my life. Like, I ain't never been a person the type that just go out and just communicate with people or just lean over and just talk to somebody. Hey, how you doing? I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't talk to people I don't know. You see what I'm saying? That's how I came up. But with what I got going on, I can't. I'm not in that. I'm not in that type of life. It's like opening, expanding my mind into. Okay, now I'm being a little more acceptable to people. You know, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Being a little more, you know, communicating a little more, but at the same time, in the same token, I'm still in that same world too now. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm meeting these people through what I got going on, I'm still in that same world. So I ain't forgot about what I done been through now.
Right.
Or I ain't forgot about the kind of people I done dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm doing this, so that don't mean everybody is good now.
Right.
No.
Right.
It's still the same. They just got a different approach.
That's,
you feel what I'm saying?
Boy, we only got 5 minutes. We gonna be talking. We're
gonna need you back.
I'm
gonna just say that right now.
It's just real though. Like, I'm telling you. When I tell you I done sat back and observed so much, I done seen so much. Like, just growing up when I was little, I ain't never talked. Like, they thought something was wrong. My mom was like I ain't never talked. I wouldn't never say nothing. In no pictures, I don't never smile in pictures. You know what I'm saying? I never talk. But I used to watch a lot and observe a lot, and I just listen to people and listen to them talk, and I read lips from a distance. Like, I'm a little boy. Like, I might see people talking, I'm just reading their lips. I know what he said.
When your birthday?
My birthday, 4/24.
Hey, Taurus.
Yep. And my birthday is on the symbolic day. You know what I'm saying? 4/24. That's death before dishonor.
Death before dishonor.
Yeah, if you ever see somebody with 4/24 tattooed on them or something like that, or a DVD or something like that.
Boy, we about to get real deep into spirituality, because now we talking about numerology, and I got some numbers for you.
Right.
Right. Real talk wasn't ready to get this real.
Yeah, 4/24. Yep, April 24, 1984.
I'm 319, but all I see it about 10 to 15 times a day is 314.
314? Right.
Angelic, everlasting.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Real talk, this is not part of the interview. So,
well, I gave the sensitive language disclaimer, so we can pretty much say everything.
We're gonna have to start
minus curse words. Curse words are still off limits.
Not the views of the station.
Well, we have about 2.5 minutes left, Reem. So, what do you want the listening audience to gain from this conversation?
I mean,
overall,
just pretty much stay prayed up. You know what I'm saying, and try to get more in tune with spirituality, because that's really what's gonna drive your life. Mm-hmm. That's how you gonna make it. Like, you ain't gonna make it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Man, no control today. You know, a promise is a lie. You know what I'm saying? How I can promise you something and I ain't promise. You see what I'm saying? So everybody around here promising people this and promise. I don't listen to promises. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not facts. You know, you just got to pretty much, try to get more in tune with spirituality. You know what I'm saying? And discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to peep certain situations and know how to make the right choices at the right time. You know, struggling ain't struggling. You know what I'm saying? I don't say struggling. Struggling is scuffling to me. Struggling is if I was to make a bad decision at a good time. You see what I'm saying? That's struggling. That's like a man who got a whole family and he go out and commit a murder. He's struggling because he making a bad decision at a good time. You see
Sabotage.
What I'm saying? Right. That's like me not having gas money today. That's not struggling. That's scuffling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a bounce back the next day. You see what I'm saying? But struggling is a mental state. You know what I'm saying? That's like.
Oh, my goodness.
You see what I'm saying? It's a mental. You know what I'm saying? That's a struggle to me. You know what I'm saying? Struggling is somebody trying to get their life together, but they hooked on drugs and they can't get off it. That's a struggle. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, that's what I say, and I just say follow your heart. You know, whatever you want to do that.
Where your congregation meet at? Because you preaching tonight.
No congregation. Like I said, I just observe a lot. I watch a lot. You know what I'm saying? See a lot. I ain't no fool. I play crazy. But I play crazy, but I ain't crazy.
Well, listen, Kareem, tell everyone where they can get your products. Don't mention prices, but tell everyone where they can get in contact with you.
You can get in contact with me on Facebook, FLB Reem, Instagram at FreeLunchBaby912, Snapchat FreeLunchBaby, and I'm working on a website, so you can use my social medias for now.
Well, you came to the right place because we got a young website designer sitting right here.
Right.
Me?
Right. I definitely need a website. Definitely that. That's facts.
I'm going to be like Antoine, listen, you're going to get that like a month from now.
Right.
Well, we have reached the top of the hour. No, go ahead. You about to say something else. We need more gems.
I was going to tell you, like, you got to be on go. Remember I said you got to be on go? That's the only way you're going to get it.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out. We've been trying to get into contact with Kareem forever. We're glad we can get him on the show. And just put out there what he's doing for this community, what he's actually doing, not just talking about. Take note, a local activist. You're listening to WRUU LP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul.
Good night.
Real talk.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, everything was on point, yo. The promos, the boinkins.
Everything was on point.
We had